Joseph Cheng. And Joseph, usually, quite often when we talk to you, you're actually in Hong Kong. Do you think that the arrest of Jimmy Lai is another erosion of people's freedoms in the territory?
Definitely. Mr. Lai has been the most important financial supporter of the pro-democracy movement. His media group in the past decade or so has been the only mainstream media group critical of the Hong Kong government and the Chinese authorities. He is also one of the most active lobbyists on behalf of Hong Kong in the United States. These activities used to be legal, and he was not arrested for these activities. Now, with the implementation of the national security law, he has now been arrested. And this is certainly another important signal that there's no more one country, two systems model, and Hong Kong has been reduced to just another mainland city in China like Shanghai, like Shenzhen.
It's very interesting that you say that, because that's exactly what Joshua Wong is saying, that many people around the world are saying. The United States State Department itself says that, look, if you're going to enact these kind of laws, we're clearly not going to be able to treat Hong Kong any differently to the way we, Washington, treat China. But quite clearly, if this is the beginning of the end of the one country, two systems policy, if it is quite clearly that Beijing is not abiding by the Sino-British declaration that after the handover in 1997, Hong Kong would have a special status under the administration of its own local government, if that is all true, Beijing clearly doesn't care.
We have to accept that this is more or less the case at the time, at this stage. Beijing and the Chinese leadership certainly consider the maintenance of the party regime a much more significant consideration than is Hong Kong policy, than sanctions from the United States, and so on. We expect that the Sino-American confrontation will escalate and will continue for a very long period of time. The Sino-American confrontation tends to be structural, long-term, but at the same time, Hong Kong people certainly would like to work very hard to maintain their core values, their lifestyles, and so on. They understand that the time ahead will be very, very difficult. But certainly, they would not grant legitimacy to the Carrie Lam administration, although actions against the government may tend to quiet down under tremendous pressure at this juncture.
Joseph, how do you see the future of Hong Kong? I mean, obviously, it's this major international financial hub. Could that possibly continue? Will it be under threat? What about the hundreds of thousands of people who might have the chance of getting citizenship or at least residency in other countries and then leave Hong Kong?
Most people expect a gradual exodus from the territory. Most people do not have high expectations with regard to the political future of Hong Kong, definitely. And there is serious worry about the economic development in the intermediate and long term. Obviously, multinational corporations and big businesses have to engage in what they call risk management. And in plain terms, this means withdrawing at least part of their investment, part of their capital from Hong Kong to places like Singapore, Taiwan, and perhaps even Japan. So it is quite difficult for Hong Kong in the years ahead.
Joseph, we appreciate the analysis. Thank you. Joseph Cheng speaking to us from Sydney, Australia.